Support
Hyperreaction
black women.
realization.
Yeah, man. It's crazy. I what's the name? You know, I was very disciplined.
Yeah. No,
And
you did good.
and speaking of discipline, I want to get into this last topic, the Cash App man
Mm.
that got stabbed up. So come to find out, this
E-
was
e-
not a
Explain
random
the
attack.
story first. Explain the story first, and then I'm because I got some
Okay.
shit on this
So come to find out, this was not a random act of violence. The alleged person that did this was actually the brother of a woman that the Cash App man, the victim, was having sexual relations with. Now, here's the big issue. The biggest issue is that the Cash App man was married. The woman he was dealing with was married. And they have two very different cultures. The Cash App man is a Caucasian and he is an American. The woman that he was dealing with are one of but she's of Middle Eastern descent, and I want to say she's Iranian. I,
Yeah,
I I believe I believe her family is from Iran,
I believe so.
and their culture and how they deem their women and everything is vastly different than what goes on here in the West. So apparently that during that day, like the Cash App guy and the woman, they were part of this like underground elite ring of drug nightlife parties where they would go to these parties and get real high together and all of that, and they were sleeping together. Again, both are married, so they have families. So they were cheating out of their marriage, like outside of their marriage to do this. So knowing that the Iranian brother approached him, he pressed him. They had a heated argument. There's text messages of the woman telling, the dude, you handled that very well. And that night, they met up again, and that's when the brother stabbed up dude. And this is, I know people are gonna be like, that's a horrible story, but I blame the Cash App man. His name is Bob Lee. I blame Bob Lee. This is why I blame Bob Lee, because Bob Lee is the founder of Cash App. Bob Lee is a 1% man as far as earnings go. He is in the top 1% of earners. You have a lot to lose. You have a wife, you have kids. You have a lot to lose. Not practicing dick discipline got you murdered, bro. Because if you was gonna step out on your wife, which I don't condone, but if you were gonna do that, you picked the wrong ethnicity of women to deal with. Number
Yeah.
one, you picked another married woman. He's lucky it wasn't the husband.
Mm-hmm.
But from what I'm reading, the husband is like a very, very, very pronounced, decorated plastic surgeon in
Mm.
in the area. So he probably had a lot to lose. But like I said, he lucky it wasn't the husband. But yo, these men in the Middle East, they do not play with their women, whether it's their mothers, their sisters. Like in Islamic culture, you know, they are very hard. Well, I'm not gonna say Islamic culture. In the Middle East, they are very tough on their women, and they do not play around. And he should have did his due diligence and realized, yo, this is the type of situation I don't need to get myself into. Number one, you shouldn't have got yourself into it in the first place
Number
because you should
one.
have had dick discipline. But number
Yeah.
two, you you stepping into a whole nother culture. That brother did did that, allegedly did that, and he thought he was protecting his sister's honor.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they get down over there.
Yeah,
So,
very
you
traditional.
know, to us in America in the West, we're like, yo, that's crazy. Like, your sister gonna do what she gonna do anyway. She a grown woman. But that's not how they get down over there. And you have to be cognizant of that. And he wasn't. And because he couldn't keep his dick in his pants, he got he got sent to the upper room.
The upper room.
And it is what it is. I don't blame anybody in this situation but Bob Lee. Bob Lee is at fault because he is in control of his choices. I don't blame
Yeah, that's
nobody else in this situation.
that's it. Like it all started and ended with him, and he did not realize within the time allotted that, hey, this is a married woman of a different type of lifestyle. Maybe I should not mess with her. Maybe I should have paid this girl from the street at 3 in the morning to handle me and take care of me. And it could have went a different way. But he didn't want to do that. He wanted to keep things in house and thought that maybe he could get away with it because he had the money. Money don't always fix that type of thing.
But here's the crazy thing. This happened in San Francisco. He don't even live there. He lived in Florida. His
Crazy.
family is on the East Coast.
He
So he
traveled.
all the way over here, like wilding and going to these crazy parties and dealing with this woman from this culture where they are notoriously very tough on them. I think Iran is the country that recently, like a few years ago, they still stoning women over
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Like they don't play. So
No,
he should have known that, bro. Like that's crazy, man.
ignorance is not always bliss.
Dick discipline.
That's
Like
it.
it, fellas, learn it. Not
Learn
all,
it.
not all pussy is good pussy, man. Leave it alone. I don't care how bad she is. I don't care how good she smell. Le- Protect yourselves.
Toxic. She called me toxic.
Yeah, I bet.
She called me toxic.
So cliche.
Swear I am not shit.
But I'm not though.
She called me toxic cause I won't simp out. Never get phased or react to a big mouth. She called me toxic.
She called me toxic.
She called me toxic.